Good morning and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are continuing with the story of Tiidu the Piper. His desire to go to Kunga, this kingdom where great wealth existed, seemed like it was coming to fruition. His helper, the seaman on board the ship, had arranged for him to stow away and then to be thrown overboard into the water with a rope attached, with a story to tell everyone that he had swum from shore following the ship. He was so dead set on getting to Kunga. Well, the plan worked out amazingly enough, and when evening was coming on, he jumped into the water with the rope attached to him. His friend had called out to the other sailors to come and rescue this man that was swimming behind the ship. And when they came on board, they could not believe their eyes that indeed there was a man swimming behind the boat. So they threw him a line, and Kunga undid the one rope that his friend had attached him to, grabbed hold of the other one, tied it around his waist, and they pulled him up next to the boat. And before pulling him in, they asked, "Are you a real man? Are you a ghost?" And Kunga replied, "I will be a dead man if you don't pull me in soon." On board, the captain and all the sailors received him and were shocked and amazed that he had been able to swim behind the boat the couple of miles that they had already sailed away from the harbor. Well, the captain was so amazed that he gave him free passage, gave him a berth, food to eat along with it, and Kunga was delighted, of course, by this. His sailor friend, the two of them, secretly rejoiced in how well their plan had worked out. And the rest of the trip, all of the sailors treated Tiidu as if he was this incredibly special man. Who else could have swum for so long behind a boat like he did? Well, eventually they made landfall at Kunga, and Tiidu departed from the boat with many thanks to his friend, the captain, the rest of the crew for getting him there safely. Now, he began to look for a place where he could get work. He did not have his pipes with him, not even a flute. And so he began to look for work any way that he could. And he was, in fact, amazed by the opulence of the city. People who lived there, instead of using ceramic plates and bowls and eating ware that was made of whatever metal they could scrounge up, in this city, the eating plates and bowls were of silver or gold, as was the silverware. The platters, everything was made of costly materials. The homes were beautiful. The streets were well kept, cobblestone. Outside of every house there was a garden growing with flowers and fruit trees. It was like nowhere he'd ever been before. Mountains looming up in the back, behind the village and city, the seashore right there. When the sun would come up, it would bathe all those houses that were close to the ocean in sunlight. And everyone seemed remarkably happy and prosperous. But Tiidu could not find a place of employment that suited him in any way. He really didn't want to work for somebody, but didn't know what else to do. And finally, when he was about to give up completely, he came upon a house where the owner was looking for someone who could help out in the kitchen. Tiidu liked this man, so immediately he agreed to the employment and became the cook's helper, washing, cleaning dishes and platters and everything else. Well, we'll leave the story there for now. Tiidu, working in the kitchen, his talents somewhat going to waste. And we'll see what happens next.